Claire Enders held senior positions at EMI, Virgin Group and Super Channel before founding Enders Analysis in 1997. Joins us in the studio now. Claire, welcome. Good to have you on the show again. Also, we're hearing a very defiant Rupert Murdoch there saying that the board wants him in place.
Well, absolutely. I mean, that's where the company is right now. And it's obviously given a very strong message of confidence in itself as well, in its increased dividend, in its guidance for 2012. So it's actually feeling very strong. There was a sense of isolation of the problems and just news of the world, a small corner of the empire. There was a lot of confidence, and also I thought that Rupert Murdoch was very much on detail, seemed to really know a lot of the detail of the businesses and responded very well to the questioning. So quite a sterling performance from Rupert Murdoch.
I guess many investors have now asked the company to make some governance changes, and to separate the jobs of chairman and CEO. Is this not something that should be considered? Is this not an issue that is going to keep on arising going forward, particularly given the overhang of these phone hacking allegations?
Well, it's a very long-standing issue. I mean, it's a long-standing issue even outside of News Corp and even outside of the issues around phone hacking. I mean, this is a very strong and persistent trend. So, but so far, News Corp has always ignored it, and in fact has always said, you buy the shares, this is the deal. You know what the deal is in advance. I mean, obviously, Rupert Murdoch was, I thought, very forthcoming in terms of Chase Carey's future role. Yeah. That was something that a number of shareholders had hoped for, which had occurred, and then prior to the announcement, the announcement was made that Elizabeth Murdoch would delay going on the board of News Corp, which was a sign of a response to the issues around the family a membership of the board.
But given the concerns that have been raised about the board not being sufficiently independent, well, how much weight does it carry then to say, oh, the board backs me?
Well, I mean, it carries weight for now, because after all, there are many new phases ahead in the phone hacking scandal, and there may be further changes and further responses that have to be made. I mean, certainly the market has not restored the rating of News Corp fully as yet, and that is a sign that people remain very concerned about these issues and don't really know where they're going to go out. That is to say that the apparent operating strength of the company is one story, but people are concerned about the undercurrents in relation to phone hacking, even though they may not be of a significant financial nature.
No.
But Rupert Murdoch was also talking about keeping the newspapers. These are long-standing issues as well. People have hoped that there was going to be more of a reshuffle of those assets, and maybe not for now.
No, sure. I mean, the phone hacking allegations perhaps haven't had a very substantial impact, but there is still a question of reputation, and today is a big day for James Murdoch because he's going to have to deliver a letter to Parliament explaining some of the responses he gave, because now, former employees have said actually he knew about certain things and therefore either misled or lied the committee. So this is going to run and run, isn't it? And I'm just wondering, is it going to become more and more difficult for Rupert Murdoch to resist these calls about the changes in the governance structure of the company? Could this be, the separation of the chairmanship and the CEO role?
Well, we'll see, because ultimately it really depends on what comes out and the full extent of the wrongdoing. I mean, Rupert Murdoch in the phone call yesterday was talking about, going from, say, 12 people in the newsroom to 24. I mean, we'll see. And also, they hadn't put a number on the total financial damage of the News of the World scandal. They said that they didn't really know what the full extent of that damage might be, even though we know it can't be a huge number. So, there is a lot to run, and we'll see, what happens. But there seemed to be quite a strong shift in favor of Chase Carey, and obviously the fact that Rupert Murdoch had mentioned that he would be his successor was news on its own.
Yeah. Okay, well, Claire Enders, really good to get your analysis. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.